pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Brandon, first up.
Good evening. I just wanted to come and give you some grant updates. I've worked with all of the suppliers in the grant, and all of them have matched their original quote, except for the ambulance company, Stryker, stretcher and the stair chair. Their price increases were just too much to honor that. I'm still waiting on an email back from the grant people at the USDA, see whether we can still edit that to where they'd pay their 65 or their 35%, or if we'd be liable for the rest of that increase. Right now, the total of that increase is $69,875.56. And you're going to use ARPA money. Basically, I'd like to make sure that we would be able to get an additional for that before I order these big ticket items.
From your handout there, that's showing that they are not honoring the increase, right? Checking to see if they were going to.
As of now, for that increase, I'm showing it as we'd pay 100% of the increase. I'd rather them come back and say, well, we'll pay our 35% than say they don't, and then we have to come back and do another additional.
Right.
Or at least at this point, just permission to go ahead and order it until we find out. No, as long as we do it one way or another, working on them. I just want to get this stuff set up. That way there's no more price increases.
And the delivery time, is that a year out or something?
For the grant, that one was on or around January 8th of next year. That's still on track.
Okay, so discussion here, we need to see whether or not we want to just go ahead with this $246,000 plus dollars. And if it's less than that, be happy. Go ahead and order it. We need a motion to approve this purchase, $1,059.95.
So moved.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then do you need me to go to a council session for that? Or?
I don't think so.
Okay. And then just as another update, we do have the Soul vents. They are here. Have training scheduled for those. Put on the trucks and use here for the next month or so. That's all I have for you. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening.
Hi, my name is Tim McQuinn. I'm a FCM with Pulaski County D.C.S. and I am here to request permission to place pinwheels along the stone wall of the old courthouse for Child Abuse Prevention Month. It's my understanding that the office has done that many years in a row, and we'd like to do that as soon as tomorrow. And then we will pick them up on May the 1st.
Need a motion to give permission to this organization to celebrate the Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Week presented.
Yeah, I would make that motion.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All righty, thank you, gentlemen.
So if
Thank
there's
you.
70-mile-an-hour winds, are they gonna stay in the ground?
Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I think we need to go back to, our previous point of discussion. We approved the amount of money. I think we need to also make a motion to approve this expenditure to go through the ARPA.
Right. So, yeah, I would make that motion for that expenditure to go through the ARPA funds.
Seconded, other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carla?
Thank you. I am here this evening because the state of Indiana requires any residents in the state that are requesting any type of zoning adjustments or vacating of any subdivisions needs to go through the Plan Commission. So we had a special session, which was advertised appropriately on February 6th, where the Plan Commission had a petition that was filed with the Mastersons for 2 lots to be vacated from the Walsh subdivision. And Indiana Code 3674711 is where all our documentation was referenced by in regards to Plan Commission being in charge of this. So they unanimously voted for the vacates for lot 23 and 24, where the Mastersons would be responsible for the surveying and any documentation that needs to be done from this point forward to alter our map and zoning. So like I said, Plan Commission had approved it, and so I am presenting it to you for a request for approval from their recommendation for you to approve the vacate from it. Now with the vacate, it's more of a benefit to the property owner to where he wanted to take both of the lots and combine them into one, so then the survey is his responsibility. There was also some talk that NIPSCO has an older transmission line in the middle of one of the parcels. So their hope is to be able to build a new residential structure there, and where the line is, the NIPSCO line, it's old, it needs replaced, and it's hindering a little bit of where they're considering to have the house placed. So if this is approved, then NIPSCO will move that line, pull the line forward, and then all the residents along that area will have a new line from NIPSCO. And none of those residents no one was concerned. So notifications were submitted to the neighbors and nobody was opposed to it.
We need a motion to approve the amendment as presented by the Plan Commission.
I've looked at that and I would make that motion.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, so on a regularly scheduled Plan Commission session on March 20th, Crase and Salazar, which are the owners of the Leisure Time Campground, they are selling the campground. There's a residential structure on this property. For several months before Jennifer came into my office, I had spoken with several realtors and a few lenders that were struggling trying to finance this parcel because it's zoned recreational with a residential structure. So they were trying to sell it, subdividing the home from the campground. So they surveyed it and they have 8.23 acres that goes with the house. And the buyers, which almost every buyer that was interested, they could not get their financing approved because of the zoning. And so they petitioned to the Plan Commission to request that 8.23 acre with the residential structure be rezoned to A1 General Ag, which every parcel in that proximity, excluding the campground, of course, is all zoned A1 General Agriculture. So to help with the sale of the residential structure, and the rezoning was requested and approved by the Plan Commission.
Okay, so once again, we need to approve this amendment. It is presented by the Plan Commission.
I would make that motion.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nathan?
Good evening. As you may recall, my office previously used Cripsey's grant writing services to receive two $250,000 grants that we then distributed in competitive grant rounds to local businesses that had been affected by COVID restrictions and consumers' decisions to forego certain goods and services during the heights of the pandemic. The Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs has some remaining funds from that program that it is offering as a supplement available only to those communities that successfully applied for a grant from the third round, which we did. I am seeking your permission tonight to investigate over the next couple of weeks whether we have enough interest among local businesses that would meet the program's criteria, and if I determine that such a need exists, to submit a letter of need to the state through CRPC. Just like in previous cases, any grant administration cost owed to CRPC would be taken out of the grant funds. It wouldn't cost the county anything other than my time and potentially a little bit of newspaper advertising.
We have a deadline of April 20th, I
Yes,
believe, in the
we have to
letter.
have to determine if the need exists, which really just going to be polling local businesses in person, social media, seeing if we can put together enough that can justify it based on the income levels of their employees, the same criteria that were in play in previous rounds to submit that letter. And if the state agrees, then whatever amount they are willing to allocate to us, we'll be able to turn around and award and grants to small businesses again.
Okay, we'd need a motion to give Nathan permission to survey this opportunity and needed Sue with a letter.
Hey, I would make that motion.
Seconded, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. And then I will just let you know, you'll be receiving a formal invitation in the near future, but we have confirmed that this year's Pulaski County Economic Development Summit will take place in Monterey on the evening of the 18th of this month. And unless the final crunch of the legislative session keeps him from getting up here, our guest speaker will be from the Indiana Chamber of Commerce.
You have a time on that, Nathan?
6:30. I'm going to be at the fire station. That's all, unless you have any questions.
At the fire station or town hall?
Fire station.
Okay.
Any other questions, for Nathan?
No questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Down to approving and signing of the claims.
Okay, and payroll number 7. I've reviewed payroll number 7 and reviewed all the claims, and I would make a motion to approve as presented.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Claims or payroll? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have our regular session minutes, March 20th.
And I have reviewed those minutes, and I would make a motion to approve as presented.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion on the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Then we had the Board of Finance also that evening. Have the minutes that presented for approval.
Yeah, I would make a motion to approve those as presented.
Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. On to discussion items, ARP money, EA money. Had several projects, maybe not several, but a couple of projects that we've discussed quite a bit, but we've been waiting on actual figures to come forward. And one of those is the coroner's freezer. think we do have all the documents now. The actual unit, 18,200. Or it need to be a three-phase, so that added $4,680. And then the electrical bill for that, $3,687.63. The site work, concrete, was $7,400, $7,450, for a total of $34,017.60. So we need to officially approve this project. Do so. Also state that it would be
ARPA funds.
ARPA funds.
So yeah, I'd make that motion to go ahead with that freezer, corner freezer on 4 different projects to include the one and to be used from the ARPA funds.
Moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
One other one that we had that Sheriff Rich Ryan brought to us was a radio backup system that would be countywide. Knew the figure was going to be around 44,000. Did get the quote for the weekend, and that was $44,088.44. And Chris, that will be installed fairly soon. Did I get that right? The equipment is. Okay.
But it's something that's needed because it's about backup for all our systems out in the basement for the county. So,
And I think there are some back order of equipment and so on. I think Jeff mentioned it quite a while ago. Okay, so we need a similar motion to approve this project for the $44,088.04, and stating it would be used, ARPA funds used for this project.
Okay, I'm on a roll. I may as well keep going. Make that motion to that backup. Battery pack, backup battery, and to be used out of ARPA funds.
Moved and seconded. Other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any other discussion items from the board? Discussion items from the community?
Good evening. I just want to talk to you a little bit about carbon capture and storage. You may be aware of it, but Thursday night, April 6th, BP is having an open house at Celebration Station from 5 until 7:30 p.m. I encourage you to go. They are targeting some area in Pulaski County. I talked to Carla about it briefly. There's nothing in our ordinances, so I think we should be proactive, learn as much as we can about carbon storage. And then secondly, there's a big power play going on with the state. I'm not sure how much the state is going to allow the county to have any authority or input over these projects. But I guess FYI, I hope you can attend. Thank you.
We have we meet with them from 3 to 4 prior to the public.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, make motion to adjourn.
I think we're adjourned.
Okay.